Welcome back, everybody, to continuing coverage of YETICON 2022, held November 19th, 22 in Lakewood, Colorado, hosted by the Rocky Mountain Yetis Old School Magic Club. This is round 5, the final round of YETICON, and this is the championship match here at the featured table with two undefeated opponents going against each other for it all. On the left, we have Martin, who you may remember from round 1 with the Sulphurous Springs playmat. On the right, you have Justin, both of these players at 4-0 after the Swiss on the last round here. This is going to be for the championship of YETICON. Let's see who comes out on top. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's go to game number 1. And here we go with game number 1 here in the final round at YETICON. Justin Iskra on the right and Martin Ernie on the left. As you can see, both players taking a look at their opening hands. Justin is on the play for this one. Players saying, yep, let's rock. Here we go. Justin starts with an Underground C. Very exciting start. Let's see what Martin comes up with. Remember, Martin had the heavy burn deck, the blue-red burn. Justin is on a Troll Disco build. Both of these decks are extremely potent. And look at the start here on Marty's side. Tapping 2 for a Chaos Orb. We also have a Lotus, and he's going to crack the Lotus for a Wheel of Fortune. Look at the gas going into the graveyard there. We have a Troll, a Pump Knight, a Time Walk, and maybe a Disc there too. Wow. And on Martin's side, I see a Hammerheim and maybe another land. So look at it, playing out a whole bunch. Already used a land drop this turn, but wow, what an explosive turn 1 here for Marty. And Marty's deck wants to do exactly that. We have a Jet coming down. Jet's activated, I believe, or Jet's tapped for mana to activate the orb. And he is going to tap the orb to activate it. No response on the side of Justin. He is going to respond. Oh, Justin is going to respond with an Ancestral Recall to the activation of the orb. And now we're going to have a flip. That is a hit right there. So Underground Sea down. So wow, after the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Ancestral Recall on the orb flip. Wow, what an exciting start to this final match. Okay, Pearl, Ruby on Justin's side. We have one Troll in the graveyard, a Pump Knight in the graveyard. Very exciting stuff to see down there. All right, that's a Scrub land, I believe. All right, a Soul Ring down there. So plenty of mana after the mana denial strategy for Marty. Blowing up the Underground Sea. He comes back with a couple of Moxes and a black land. So he's back on the colors that he's looking for. No blue at the moment, though. And he is going to tap 4 for the Nivinral's Disc. Classic play. And it will stick. Let's see if he can untap with that disc in play. Over on Marty's side, what is going to be his answer? Tapping black, and that is a Black Vice. All right, so the Ancestral Recall, that's going to mean some damage is likely coming through. I'm not sure how many cards Justin has in hand there at the moment. We'll see in the next upkeep, I believe. Playing down another Volcanic Island. And he's going to pass the turn. So he is going to go to 19, just taking 1 after playing out all of those Moxen there. So the Moxen really saving Justin some damage, pushing that power out after the Wheel of Fortune and the Ancestral. Very cool. 20 to 19. And Justin's going to want to probably keep his hand size down, of course, because of the Black Vice. So he drew a card. Going to need to play down something. Let's see what he goes for. There's a Strip Mine, and he's stripping something right off the bat. I guess he's going for a Volcanic. And no response from Marty. Marty just puts that in the graveyard. So Justin also on a mana denial. And there's a Bolt. Maybe that was in response to the Strip Mine. Yeah, so a Bolt in response to the Strip Mine. So he goes down to 16, does Justin. And Marty's deck wants to do that. He wants to target all of that burn, the Psyblast, the Bolts, and the Forks, right to the opponent's life total, as I learned back in round 1. But you can check out the playlist linked in the video description down below. Also, the link to the Rocky Mountain Yetis info site and tournament report are also linked in the video down below, in the video description down below. There's another Black Vice on the side of Martin. So if he can get a draw 7 to stick, that could be a pretty serious game right now with 2 Black Vices in play. And Justin is going to cast a Disenchant. A lot of juicy targets over on that side, and he's going to go for the white source. So going for mana denial, taking him off of white, likely keeping him off of his own disenchants, possibly for his disc. All right, there is a Singer Vampire. Wow. So a 4-0 deck running Singer Vampires here. It's obviously a potent card at this point in the game, and it's out of burn range. So it's actually a tough card for Martin to deal with outside of a Psyblast, and he is going to get in there for 4. So it's 16-16. Psyblast is going to be probably what Marty wants to draw here, but he doesn't have enough mana to cast it at the moment. Just one of the Volcanic Islands and the Mox Jet. So he's going to need some more mana if he wants to put that online. Okay, the Psyblast is online now, and he doesn't have one. He's going to pass turn and go ahead and let Justin draw. Justin's going to come in for 4 more. That's 8 damage, and are we waiting for it now? We are going for the Psyblast now. All right, so the Psyblast resolves. Marty's going to take 2 damage down to 14, and the Vampire does go to the graveyard. So Vampire down. Over on Justin's side, he's in his second main phase now. Martin's tapped out, so he can do as he wishes here. Justin having a bit of a think. Probably wondering if he wants to play out more pressure, another threat, or hold back a little bit. He also has those black vices to worry about. There's 1 draw 7 in the graveyard for Justin's side. And he is going to blow up the disc to play another Vampire. So he tapped for some mana. What happened there? He tapped for some mana from his power, blew up the disc, and then after the disc resolution, he uses that leftover mana and the mana from lands for another Vampire. So that is a potent play. Good line to find there, Justin. Very cool. All right, so Marty is down to 10. But with Justin at 16, we have there is some play here for Marty to come back. If he can get the Vampire off the board, he's got plenty of burn he can go with, but Psyblasts are going to become more and more dangerous as the life total dwindles down, as he's down to 6 here now. He's going to go down to 5 if he's tapping the City of Brass for his own disc, and he does indeed go down to 5 right there on the phone. You can see at the top of the screen. And there is a disenchant on the disc, quick disenchant on the disc, and he's just an attack or 2 away from taking it out. He's going to go to 1, untap, look at the next card, and he's going to decide, let's go on over to game number 2. So Marty not finding an answer to those Vampires. Potent threats. Funny, we did not see a Troll hit the battlefield here on Justin's side, but 2 Vampires. One of them ate a Psyblast, and the other one just about finished the job here on Marty. So a quick game number 1. On we go to game number 2. Let's see what the players can find here in their sideboards. And it's on to game number 2 after sideboard, and the question on everybody's mind is, can Marty on the left force a pivotal game 3 here in the final matchup for the championship here at YETICON 2022? The answer we will know after this game. Justin taking a look at his hand. Marty's going to be on the play for this one after losing that first one to the awesome Singer Vampire Beats. Very cool, Justin rocking those. The burn from Martin definitely is potent, but let's see if he can use that to overcome the challenges here in game number 2. Players having a bit of a chat here before they get started. Taking a look at their hands. Martin is talking with Justin. They're just double checking before they get into it. Good that they're having everything squared away and straightened up here before the last game, possibly, of YETICON 2022. And it looks like we are starting on Martin's side with a Strip Mine and a Soul Ring. Pretty good amount of mana there. Very cool. Nice play at Martin. Let's see what Justin has to follow it up with. Justin taking a peek. How does he want to get started? Factory and Sapphire and a Lotus. Tons of mana right here. And there is a Serendib, because we had potential for just about anything in his deck there with the Lotus coming out. So even Singer Vampire could have been online there. But we have a Serendib, a Freet. Over on Martin's side, let's see if he has an answer for Serendib. He taps 4. Looks like he flashed a book there and decides to just go for a Chaos Orb here while there's not as much mana on Justin's side. Okay, so tapping the Soul Ring for the Chaos Orb. Wondering if he wants to use it now or try to use it in the upkeep. Probably safe to use it in the upkeep after the damage here with just a blue and a colorless available in terms of artifact destruction. I think that's what they're talking about now. Although looks like maybe he's flipping it here right now. Good flip. Very nice. Accurate on point. Spot on. And he is going to say go. Okay. So no damage in the upkeep for Justin. He got a City of Brass down, so that could be doing some damage to him. He's going to light up the factory while the Strip Mine is open, so let's see if he wants to trade that. Maybe he has a good land card he wants to play back. trying to bait a strip mine activation. This is Atlantic, so there's only one strip mine in this format. So getting aggressive and pressing the issue here, and it looks like Martin does go ahead and take the damage, so no strip mine just yet. So if it was a bluff, Martin says, I'm not going to fall for it, friend. Cool. All right, so 18 to 20 now, after the factory gets through. Tapping 4, that could be also why he may have been trying to get that book down, and there's the book, so that could have been a consideration as well. Maybe not playing around to bluff, but wanted to make sure there was 4 mana available for the card advantage engine of the Jayemdae Tome. Okay, tapping 3, taking a damage from the city. Justin plays down a Sedge Troll, and the Underground Sea ensures that Sedge Troll is online with both the 3/3 pump and black mana for regenerate. So over on Martin's side, we have another factory. And with the finger guns, he says, Justin, go ahead, take your turn, do your worst with that troll, and we'll see what Justin wants to do to counter back. Another City of Brass, so could be a lot of ping damage here. As I say that, there's another one. Tapping 2 for Hymn to Torak. Ooh, that's pretty brutal. And with the book down, that's going to kind of slow down the book getting card advantage here because he's going to take 2 cards out of his hand. He has a, nice Psychic Purge. Psychic Purge, and I don't even see what the other card was. Time Walk, maybe. Does not matter, but look at that. 5 damage for Justin. Psychic Purge doing some work against Troll Disco. Very nicely played. Very cool. And I think even Justin has to give it up for a play of the Psychic Purge there on the Hymn to Torak, and will definitely think again before he wants to use that. All right, so here we go. Enough gushing about that Psychic Purge. We've got action on the board here. We have a Troll coming in. So over on Martin's side, there's plenty of black mana available with the City of Brasses and the Underground Sea. He could regenerate as many times as he wants to just about this turn. He could try to take out a factory. He could force the factories to tap and pump themselves to keep one alive. One could block and pump itself. He could get to 4/4 reasonably. And it looks like he is going to activate 1, announce a block, pump it to 3, and he is going to do just that, pump it to 4, so it can survive. And he is going to, looks like, he's going to Swords on the way there. I'm not sure if that looks like it was after block because he seemed to indicate the block. So there's a Swords of the multi-pumped factory. So he will not have to pay for regenerate if he's doing this before damage has happened. There's a fork we just flashed in Martin's hand, and he is going to go ahead and let that resolve, and he's going to go up to 21. It looks like, yeah, going up to 21 because he did not pump the second time. Okay. To 20. To 17. Okay. There's a lot going on in that sequence there. So maybe it was before blocking happened. Maybe it was on activation. That could have been. And then the troll got in. So I think that's the confusion there for me. This was a kind of a noisy venue, as you might imagine. So the audio from the players was not prioritized as I made the recording. So it wasn't always clear what they were doing. They knew what they were doing on the table. But in my video, I couldn't always tell what they were saying to each other. So anyway, it is 17 to 12. Marty's going to take his turn after that attack from the troll. I think I did get it right with what happened there on their side with all of that action. All right, he's going to take a look. Still got that strip mine, but he's trying to hold back some mana, hopefully for some book activations, I would think. There's a City of Brass. City of Brass can be a tough card to play here when you've got aggressive versus aggressive deck. And we can see even on Justin's side, he's coming in again with the troll. Taking 3 more is Marty down to 14. And there's another troll. And it looks like, yeah, Justin's going to take another damage. Speaking of aggressive decks, so taking several damage from Cities of Brass to get all of these trolls down. But let's see if that's going to be working out in Justin's favor here in a couple of turns. Here's an island on the side of Marty. Marty counting up his mana. Wanting to see if there's any actions he can take. I don't think he wants to get too aggressive. I don't think he wants to start throwing his factories around willy-nilly with the board state the way it's looking and a couple of 3/3 regenerators on the other side. Here's a Chain Lightning. Looks like it's to the dice. of Justin. So Justin's getting in the danger zone. Justin has 2 Psy Blasts away. So Marty is presumably within a couple of turns of that if he can rip a couple of nice big burn spells right in a row. That Soul Ring can also help power out a big Fireball if needed. It's going to be hard to get rid of those trolls with damage, with burn. All right, so over on Justin's side, he's going to light up his factory, and he's attacking with the whole squad here. So we've got 3, 6, 7, 8 damage coming across. Now's the time to use a Strip Mine. I don't think Marty really had a choice there. And he's going to take 6 from the remaining trolls. Ouch. Okay, he's got his factory there. And Justin is still at 8 life. Looks like he is going to read. He's going to be able to read on the end step. I don't know if he took a damage there. There's a Divine Offering on the activation of the book. So Justin's going to gain 4 precious life, which is actually pretty significant here at this moment. And he took a damage from the city to cast that, it looks like. So he's going to go to 11 instead of 12. And, mana counting, that shows you that we might have a Fireball there. I still see that fork in Marty's hand. And unfortunately, the fork has become what every fork player fears, and that is the card that is just a passive card waiting for something to happen while the board state slowly deteriorates in front of your eyes. So fork, a sweet card, definitely for sure, but players who have played with it a lot will tell you there are times like this when it will sit in your hand and there aren't really great targets for it. The Divine Offering, not a great target for it because there's not a big potent artifact over on his side. There's not even one that can gain Marty any life, unfortunately. We haven't seen some big, good burn spells to fork. We haven't seen the Ancestrals since we've had access to 2 red. So those are tricky cards. Let's see if he does get an opportunity to play that fork, though, sometime here in this match. I don't think we saw one in Game 1. Maybe we will get to see it here in Game 2. Marty's having kind of a think here, and why not? Plenty of time on the clock this round, and it really all comes down to these last few life that he has for the championship match. So he's checking to see how he wants to activate. He is activating and swinging for 2. That's going to send Justin to 9 life. And there's a Chain Lightning, and... Okay, so the Chain Lightning went to the Troll, and it looks like Justin paid a black to regenerate it. So instead of going for the life total, he went for the Troll. There's a Lightning Bolt. There we go. So the Lightning Bolt actually takes down the Troll because the black mana was used up. So it took 2 burn spells to take care of a Troll, but he got there. All right, and now this turn, Justin attacks. That's going to put Marty down to 3. And here comes another Troll. Wow, the Troll pressure has been surreal here in this game. And let's see what Marty can rip here. Balance would be something if he's rocking Balance. Balance would take care of some creatures. But shy of that, I'm not sure if there's very many outs. I think I saw another Psychic Purge there in his hand, but I think that Justin at this point is not going to play any other hand destruction spells knowing that the Psychic Purge is in there. So it means that the Psychic Purge is likely safe. Don't forget, it's also a sorcery for 1 damage if you so choose for it to be. Let's see what Marty wants to do here on this turn. So you can always use it for 1 damage against those lions. It can be pretty effective. All right, he's going to put down a Fireball and fork it. And I'm not sure how much mana he is counting up for that Fireball. He's going to need 2 red for the fork and 1 red for the Fireball. So it looks like, to my eye, he's actually 1 red short. And it looks like maybe he is just showing off his hand and scooping it up here for the match. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like, on your right, the champion of YETICON 2022, Justin Iskra, is going to take this one down. Martin Ernie, with a valiant effort there in this last match, was unable to match the just extreme creature pressure of the vampires and the sedge trolls in the final match. I'm glad we had such an exciting match to bring you here. There's the Inferno, by the way. We didn't mention that much talking about this deck. The Inferno over on the side of Martin. Pretty cool. I see some cool cards like maybe some flash counters there on the side of Justin. So really, really interesting things to do. Or I can't tell if that's a reset or flash counter on his side. Very neat stuff either way. Players, congratulations on an excellent run. This is actually going to be for number 1 and number 2. So the final results at YETICON, Justin Iskra on your right is going to be number 1. Martin Ernie is going to take number 2 at 4-1. Justin 5-0. It has been an incredible journey, an incredible adventure, and it has been my pleasure to bring you all 5 rounds of action here from YETICON 2022 at the feature table. My name is Corey Hansen, and stay tuned for future action and adventure here from the Rocky Mountain Yetis.